Hello again, and welcome back to another tutorial. And this time I will continue with the Leica-M ELMAR 2.8, and it's a 50mm collapsible version. And I will show you how you can re-lube the focus system or the focus helicoils if it's too, let's say, dry or sticky or so. For that we will need some tools, and we zoom out a little. It's not really much we need. We need a rubber tool. Actually, we need part of those cones, which you can buy from Japan Hobby Tool, and the other, the gray one here, is part of a set of 9 different lens tools, which is really good. We need a 1.2mm flathead screwdriver to come into the lens. We need we take a 2.4mm screwdriver flathead. It could also be a 2mm flathead screwdriver. We need some dentist tool, which can be very handy, not necessary, but yeah. A tweezer, pointy tweezer is handy. Some cotton buds, especially the one with the very, pointy tip compared to the round ended. We need 2 brushes. This is makeup brushes, which is very good to re-lube and clean the helicoils. I use one for each other cleaning and the one for the lube. And for this lens I will use the great, I think it's difficult to see. I will put the information in the description, so you can see where you can buy this stuff. It's a grade 10, which is very soft grease. It's from japanhobbytool.com, where I buy the stuff. We will of course also need some cleaning fluid for the helicoil, and I will use some isopropyl alcohol 99%. I could also use some lighter fluid, but yeah, this is just my make in this video. I will use a lens spinner. This is an old compass which I have filed and grind, and I will also use this one in this video, but I will put the description, the info in the description after the video has been put up, so you can see where you can buy some of those stuff or the real thing. A sticky glove is very handy. This is a brand called Ox-On or something like that, and the is really good with working with lenses. Now let's have a look what we can do. The focus here is what we could say very, just put the end cap on, and if I turn it, it's you can hear it's not really good. It doesn't matter if the cap's on, it will still be, it's really dry. So what can we actually do about it? Yeah, well, you can just disassemble the thing and take apart the lens system, and only working with the focus system. That's one thing that is important. There's a little set screw here, in here. Just zoom in a little. We have better view of what happened. There's a little set screw in here. It's where the end is when you close. You have the infinity and when it says click, the screw will end there. So if you adjust the screw and think, okay, I can take the lens, the focus system apart. No, it's not the way you do it. So don't adjust this if your lens is okay. And if you are by accident take out the screw, it has to be screwed in, so when it says click here, you will not be able to move this. It has to be, very tight fit when you put it on. So, and if you have unscrewed this, you will probably go a bit over here. So infinity will not be infinity, but maybe a little over, just so you know it. Well, the thing we need to do is actually to unscrew the little set screw here. Oh, hopefully, yeah, this one. Before we actually can take the lens block, let's say the lens assembly, out of the focus system. So by take out the light trap here around by using a cone, rubber cone. It's really good for that. So simply just press it in and turn it, and it should come out in the same way. Remember, this one has to sit correct. So there is one edge here that is thinner than the other. This is thicker. So the metal material is thicker here than the other side. So the thickest, the material is thick, the most thick, not thick, but yeah, you know what I mean. The thinner part here has to go towards the back, towards the camera. So hope it makes sense. So that's it, and then I can unscrew the tiny screw here, fully unscrew it, because we will not have it will just go away. So that's it. And now I can just collapse the lens. So, and let's see if we can unscrew it. I have just been into the lens, but if you haven't, I would say those sticky rubber gloves is very good for that work. And simply adjust the lens tool here to get into the 2 notch here, and just loosen it. It's the only thing you need this tool for. So that's, and then I will just use the rubber tool here to simply unscrew the retaining ring. That's easy. And it can just pop in my hand. There could be a spacer in here, but there isn't. In some lenses there are maybe. There are actually one here, which we will see when take this out. Remember one thing, this tube here, we just press it that way out, and then come out the lens assembly. Now, do not, I will not recommend you push out this tube, so just let it stay as it is here. So now you're safe. You see the there is actually a spacer in here that, if I can get it to come out. So there. Because, I mean, it can't be lost. I mean, well, it's not really need to take it out. So, okay, I'll just let it sit in there. If it fall out, you just remember how it should sit from the front. So, off with that sticky gloves, and let's get into the focus system. You see, to enter that, there are 2 screws around here that we need to take out, and there's a ring around here. So have the lens locked into place and simply unscrew those 2 screws here. So there are 2 tiny countersunk screws, and then the next one. The screwdriver should have a tight fit, so it fits perfect in the screw head. So, and then we can actually take off the ring here, and this is how it looks inside. Nothing really special. I thought it was, when unscrew those 2 screws, something need to be unscrewed. I mean, but it's more simple than that. So here we are, actually closer to the focusing system. So if I move this, I can actually move it all the way over to the stop. It will say near end. So it's locked into place. So it is. So by unscrewing those 2 screws, I can take out the handle here, the knob here, and simply continue with unscrew the inner part here. So the back here will come, I mean the 2 parts will come apart. But before we do so, just in case of anything, I set a mark here. Just a tiny scratch. Whoa! Scratch in Leica lenses. Well, no one will see it. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, if I put this cover on, can you see the scratch? No. But of course now you can. But it's good to have. And there's also a good thing when we when I continue unscrew it, when I take off the handle here, we'll see it's easier to assemble than you maybe think. So there are 2 countersunk screws here, which I need to unscrew. It can only sit in one position. So when I unscrew the next, I can simply take out the handle, or the knob, focus knob, whatever it calls. So it's free. So by taking out this one, so it is. And here you can actually see the tiny screw, the set screw here. This is the other side of the, oh come on, autofocus, yeah. The set screw is here, but you actually unscrew it from the other side here. So not necessary to do anything. If the spring in here or the focus knob is bad, one could actually just have a pointy lens tool and in that way unscrew this and lube the clean and lube the inside here and put in new lube or grease, I would say so. It's better to use grease, and then it's final again. But now the focusing system is actually not safe anymore. I mean, you can just unscrew it. But as we see here, I set the scratch here, and it's actually very close to the end of the, it will say, the 11, aperture 11, depth of field actually. But I can continue by unscrewing. So I know where it comes off the thread. So if I just continue, you'll see where it comes off. And it actually comes off here. So I use the distance index mark here to set a mark. Of course, I have already been into the lens to investigate what happened. But I should end up with the other mark over here, which I already set here. Come on, focus. Which I already set here. So by turning the focus is actually a bit more than half a turn. The point is here, my starting point is here. So over here and a little after this screw, the thread comes off with the index mark. So just so you know it, I mean, if we try to put it any further, well, you can put it on, but you see, it's not the correct thread. Or maybe if you put it in another thread, you can also put it on. So there are, I mean, it's a multi-thread focusing system. Just so you remember, before you take it apart, set the marks where the focusing system comes off. I mean the focusing helicoil, yeah. So it is. Now I can just do my cleaning here. Sorry. By putting it into some isopropyl alcohol and then do some cleaning with that and get rid of the old grease. This was really dry. And there is actually not much grease left in this one, so it will actually be easy to do. So there. So there, and then we are almost there. And it actually looks fine all the way around. So it's really good. And some napkins are really good for that. You just do the wipe away the rest of the focusing system. and make it fine. I think it will be pretty good when it's done. And then we can just so it's fine there. And okay, so there it is. And then the inside. Take care of the, because there's a kind of I'm not quite sure if it's leather or so don't take out the tube here. It's not necessary to clean the focusing helicoid. I mean, you can just hold it like this, and then add the isopropyl alcohol on the thread just to soften it, and then it should be easy to take away the rest of it. It simply just need a light cleaning, so it's not really a problem. It's really dry, this grease. Amazing. Well, it's also very old, so I think this lens is probably from around the 61, 62, 63 or so. I'm not quite sure about the numbers, how they actually numbered the lenses. So I think it will be pretty good. There's still some old stuff here. Maybe if I use lighter fluid it would be better, but it stinks like hell. So I think this one will be fine for now. Just use a napkin to wipe away the rest of the glue. So there it is. And now, this is actually fine for now. And then I can simply add the grease here, the grade 10, as you can see. It can simply add a little. It's not really much it need. It's just a little amount. And then I can put it in and out a few times, and then it will spread the grease around. So that's it. And then put on the outer ring. I have my index mark here, and the mark I set where it comes off. So it should be possible to just put it on, then wriggle a little, and then it is. Then move it back and forth sometimes. Wow, this is really good. I don't think it needs any more. It's actually just fine for now. So wiggle a little, and then it is. The other mark I set here with the focusing knob has to come a little over where the 11 number, depth of field number, difficult to see, there. So I can simply just add the focusing knob, just wipe away some old stuff, and then put it in here and add the tiny screws, the countersunk screws here. So there. And simply screw this in. So there. It's actually quite easy to work with this lens. So there. And gently tighten it. And here we are. Wow. Now that's can simply just use my little finger. So that's how I think it should work. It's some people, they like it more stiff focus ring, but I think this one will be fine. Just my decision. So the front plate here comes on, and then I can add the other screw, 2 countersunk screws. Then so. So, and then the other one come in, and I simply just have to put in the focus assembly, and here we are done. So that's actually quite simple. Come on, find the thread, yeah. So, there. There doesn't have to be much left on here on the back, so one can actually just use a cotton bud to, if there's too much grease around, just wipe it away. There's no need, there's too much around. So now, the rest of the thing is to put in the lens assembly. Can also just put this in. Oh. So it is there. Find the tiny hole here. So, and then add the ring here. So, where did it go here? So go a little back to find the thread, and so I can simply screw it in. And then I have to find the what you say, the lock screw has to be fully screwed in, as I mentioned in the other video. So there it is. There. I'm not sure it's fully screwed in. Yeah, it is. And then I can just lock this screw and add the light trap here on the back. And simply press it in with a rubber tool. So. And it sits where it should. So it is. Oh, there was some dirt here on the front. No problem. But let's see how it is when I put it on a mount. So there. So let's see how good it is. Wow. So this is how it should be, because you should have, it's not too soft or too light, would one say. Wow, great. So this is the way you could probably make your lens really good with the focusing system. So that's it. And that was all from me with this lens. So hope you enjoyed and can use the information. Bye bye.